anyhow, I'll probably make a lot of videos on this trip. I've got 99 miles on this freeway to go. The traffic is really thinned out, so and it's still cool enough that I can have my windows up so you can hear me. What I'm going to talk to y'all about is motorcycle accidents. I think I'm crooked, but it's okay. Now, my last husband had a big old Harley. It was called a Fat Boy. It looked like what the police used to drive. My brother-in-law, who was a young man, now he was the brother of my first husband. I'll start with him. Now, we lived in BB, which y'all know was a little bitty town of about 3,000 people. He didn't have a big motorcycle, y'all. He had a little, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a very big motorcycle. Now, what happened to him was, he was around town somewhere on this little motorcycle. He was a teenager. He had a lady run a stop sign and just about run over him. He was in a cast, y'all, from under his armpits down to his toes. He had an opening so he could go to the bathroom, and he spent months, I don't remember how many, I think it was like 3 or 4 months, on the floor in his mother's home. She had a little tiny house. So they moved some furniture out of the living room so that he would have plenty of space. Y'all, that he could have lost his life so easily. Now, I haven't been in touch with Ricky for many years. But my first husband was my oldest son's father. It was pretty horrendous, you guys. And I mean, that kid was in so much agony. And not just from pain, but anybody who's had a cast before knows how itchy they are. And I remember that Ricky had one of those fly swatters that had the metal curved handle. And he would beg us, please, please, itch me, scratch me. And bless his heart, there were places we just couldn't reach. So he was tormented with no way really to get relief. I don't remember how many bones he broke, but it must have been a lot to be in a full body cast. Or I guess full body would mean the shoulders and the arms. I don't know how he didn't get those crushed as well, but he didn't. Now, I'm sure that Ricky has terrible arthritis. I'm sure he does. There's a truck up here ahead of me, a big truck, and he's got his flashers on. So I don't know if he needs to get off on the side of the road. I don't know what he's doing, but there's traffic on the other side of me, so I can't pass him, which is okay. I'm not one of those drivers that can't stand to be slowed down. I don't mind it. It's just life, y'all. So anyway, that was Ricky's little story. When he finally got his cast off, y'all, he looked like somebody that had, I forget, dang it, you know, that eating disease or whatever, and you're really, really skinny. I know the name of that, and it's just like right there, but it won't come out. Anyway, it was a pitiful sight to see. It was very hard for him to eat. He had to be fed pretty much by straws. I mean, my ex-mother-in-law, she was almost a saint, y'all. She was the best little woman. And I mean little. She was about the size of a 10-year-old kid. 10-year-old boy. She bought her jeans in the boys' department and the kids' department. Now we can go around. There was a big old fifth wheel that just went around me. So that was horrible, y'all. And it wasn't on a freeway. It was in town at a stop sign. I mean, BB didn't have a lot of traffic. Now, it picked up on Saturdays, of course. And Sundays when a lot of people were going to church. But I mean, usually there just wasn't much traffic. So you don't have to be on a freeway. You can be anywhere. Now, I don't know if Ricky was really paying enough attention to what was going on, but y'all know when somebody runs a stop sign, you're not usually prepared for that. You think people are going to do what they're supposed to do. So, that leads me to my last husband. And I told y'all he's had that big old Harley. Now, we had so much fun on that motorcycle, y'all. And I know he was a very, very fast moving guy on that Harley. But he was also very cautious. He was always watching the road all around him. Forward, back, sides. I mean, he was a very good driver. I was never scared to drive with him, ride with him. When I was on the back of his motorcycle, he respected my feelings. Little slower speed. I never liked to be on the back of a motorcycle on a gravel road. I don't know why, y'all. You know, gravel roads and I just don't mix. Not when you're being careless. So he was very good. He was a very, very good motorcyclist. Now, did he weave in and out of some traffic? Yeah, he did. But he didn't weave in and out of cars that were just like, you know, close together. Like that. He didn't go like this and all. Maybe he did when I wasn't behind him. But way before I met him, he had a really bad motorcycle accident. Now, he was a substantial guy, y'all, 6'1", 230 pounds. He actually was a little thinner than that before we got married. But he was you know, he wasn't a little guy. Allergies. So anyway, he had this scar, y'all, from it was on the side of his hip, from about his waist all the way down to his thigh. It was wide and it was long. It was a very bad accident, y'all. And because of my memory, I know he told me about it, but y'all, I can't remember what the circumstances were. I do remember that the accident was caused by a motorist. Not because he was, come on down, baby. There we go. We're on a bit of a hill here. Ow! A little rock just hit my windshield. Anyway, I always pray for these people on motorcycles, especially the ones that are being careless. Or I see drivers of automobiles and trucks and all that stuff that are being careless. So anyway, y'all, those are my little motorcycle stories. I do know that one time I saw an accident on the side of the road, and the bike was laying down on the side of the freeway, and there were fire trucks and ambulances there. The guy was lying on the side of the freeway. Horrible. Horrible thing to see. And I thought if I'd have been a little farther up the freeway, I would have seen that happen. And y'all, you don't want to see any accidents. And I've seen a few. But anyway, y'all, that's just something, I don't know. Well, there was a young guy kind of weaving in and out of traffic, and that's what brought these things up to me. So anyway, that's just another little story from Debrajoy. Do something fun, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye now.